Hey there, I'm JB and welcome to Dutchland. In today's episode we are going to start building onto a new realistic Dutchy city, and we're going to do that on top of the map right down here. I got a lot of fun things in mind because we are going to build it and add in a little bit of roleplay and history so things will look and feel more correct. But before doing that, I want to say thank you guys for your lovely comments in the last episode, and what I will end up doing is take a couple of streets and I will plop 5 names down onto those streets. And the one person that popped up with a couple of handy tips is Radovsky. And the first tip that he actually gave me is a tip that has something to do with the farming. Because if we click onto a farmhouse and we would, trying to make this straight for an example, we cannot do that. But Radovsky has been saying if I turn on Anarchy with, in this case, ctrl-A, then I can actually pick one of these and just move it outside of the area. So I can make this now look straight, which is a super duper handy tip. I never thought about that, so thank you a lot. So in this case I can just make them all look fine, and with the other mouse button I'm just going to delete all of the other little dots here and there. And then it looks more beautiful. This is something that he's been telling me after I explained my problem with this piece down here. Now another thing that he's told me to do is get a custom color mod or some other mod which you can basically choose the colors before plopping something down. Now I have chosen to take this one because I do like the idea of, just getting some random colors in case of trucks and stuff. But with this color mod, can find it into the description list. We can just pick something and we can choose whatever color we like. Like I have been saying, I wish there was more of a reddish or an orangey, or what I can also do, and I'm thinking of it, is select the truck, copy this color, select this one. Yeah, it's a little bit lighter. That's okay. That is just how it happened, but we can make it slightly darker ourselves, and there we go. We got a beautiful matching set down here. And he's been telling me that I should have took a look at this mod because all of these benches down here have a different color. Now in this case I actually like this lighter one, so I can just copy this and put this down. Now if you happen to know a hotkey, maybe I should look in the options. I can select copy to multi easier. In this case I'm going to add in a little bit of laziness, so I'm going to grab this color because all the other ones are already like that. And then right now it is fixed, and apparently this works with a lot of stuff. So if we want to have a gas station with a different color, we can give it a different color. And apparently if you like, oh, I didn't want to do that, just click on the reset button and it's all reset. They also have this color picker, pick that color, and now it is all turned white, but you don't have to do that. This is super duper nice. Thank you a lot. I really love that one. And last but not least, he has been telling me I should actually press on this button down here to expand the menu. It does do it a little bit, but it's something, right? I can see a little bit more. I have to say it doesn't really expand the picture, but it does show a lot more. And yeah, I'm happy with that because it's way better. And this is going to be important for today's episode because we are going to build a couple of custom made harbors. First things first, I'm going to need to name some streets. So the main street here will be called Radovsky. This one, Lupix. Ooh, that is a big one. This is going to be for third on the row. The third one on the row is Tubi. This street down here is for Too Freaking Frustrating. And I'm going to name this district Phil. And then the last person that I got on the list, number 5, will be Sam FIFA. I think this is a nice way of naming stuff to you guys. Alright, so now that is out of the way, let's start onto the big city that will come into this area. And we need a reason why the big city once started out here. And the main reason is import and export of goodies. Now we have a starting village right down here, and you need to imagine this flat ground is just perfect for farmland, forest industry and all that good stuff. But besides all of the small little villages and towns and whatever is here in the background, we're also going to keep in mind that we have a lot of little islands down here where there are a lot of small little villages. And in this case, people wanted to have more of a harbor with a storage area where they can transport, trade and all that good stuff towards all of these little island villages. So they needed to choose a place. Now they could have made a harbor right down here or a harbor down here, but it needs to be a central spot because we also got an island here, as well as a couple down here. Most of the islands are in this area, and this down here would be a perfect central spot, especially this spot right down here. This spot means they can go that way, they can go around that way, and they can go around that way. So the people of the village decided we are going to build the harbor right out here. Now also in the last episode I've been telling you guys that I would do a little bit of camera work, that I cannot do everything perfect, and eventually this area will change because it also has a history. The history is just a little bit simple. There is a river coming down here, there are hilly situations going on, so all of the water will always flow down into this area. That's why this area is flooded. It's supposed to be very swampy, and there are a couple of little islands here and there, which is quite realistic if you think about the fact that there are a lot of islands out here too. So I just messed around a little bit, and yes, I have tried to make it all bumpy and hilly and whatnot, but the water is very rough, so you cannot really create super detailed swamp areas. You might be able to create something, because if you would place like a little bushes and trees around here, you can make like tiny cute little spots. But like I've been saying, we're going to change this anyway, so I don't want to go too detailed. So in this case, let's take a look at the money. We have 8k an hour. We still need to unlock at least 2 tiles in order to make a little start, and maybe even a couple more. So I just want to see how much this is going to damage me. This is okay. Now the one thing I have a little bit of a problem with is you have upkeep a month and then you have income an hour. Like, I get that it's detailed, but I would like to know, what is the income a month? So the income a month is 209,000 bucks. In this case, if we get all of these, it will only cost 36,000 a month, and it's an important thing to know. So we're going to just unlock, and let's do that one too. We're going to start off with this down here. We're going to add a lot of details and stuff. So the one thing I want to tell you guys, take a good look at the whole situation, because there is a lot going to be changed and modified, and there's going to be a gigantic city out here on these islands. And I'm going to keep in mind a lot of things for future wise: train stations, harbor, roadways, highways and whatnot. So I'm gonna guess this part right down here looks like a nice straight path for a start of the harbor. And the only thing that I'm going to keep in mind is think history wise, but make it future wise. Might sound a little confusing maybe, but we're going to start off with small little streets. Now in this case, I'm trying to think key wall wise, what would be a nice key wall, because I don't want to add roading everywhere, right? That would not be super duper realistic. And the only thing I can think of right now is actually these roads. This road looks the least roady of what the game actually has. And the Anarchy is on, which is perfect, because this should mean that we can just build the way how we want to, just like this, without complaining, without crying that the road is touching the water. And future wise, this would all be digged out. Yes, there will be here and there a little bit of a mess towards the corner of this key wall, like in the water corner I mean, but it's pretty much clean as much as possible. And I'm just gonna build a road here. I'm thinking about a industrial looking area, but like I've been saying before, we're going to fake out a couple of things. Now also right down here, I would actually like to create a pathway. and then somehow have this disconnected. We're going to make a little bit also a people's area out of this. We're going to need to have restaurants, we're going to need to have hotels, because sailors come here all over the place. Now what I would also like to do is create a little bit of detailing things going on. I would actually like to create a little cutout, I'm not sure what to call it, and then in this cutout passenger ships will go in here, and then people can go off, go to the hotels, the pubs, the bars, whatever they are here for. You know what, from top view it doesn't look too bad at all. Yes, from the front view certain parts of the road are a little bit lower. Gladly I think I can just get this a little bit more straight by using this with mods. Now it's gonna go up a lot down here. Oh, they have updated the mod. Well, that is going to be super duper handy, because I think if I hold Shift, yeah, it will select that one as last something, and then object height. Oh, what's happened there? No, object height. Can we get that back, please? I think that did a job though. So everything is now nicely aimed out. There we go, into space. Alright, let's connect this road up to there, and now we kind of starting to have a little start. Now, of course, also important is that I'm going to need to connect the road up to there. And the one thing that I've been doing in my last playthrough basically is by taking the shortest route to an area, which would basically be something like this, then make a bridge and then connect it up. And just like that. This is just for now. Get rid of traffic lights, there we go. And I do believe they cannot go around. Now I did see that they changed or updated the mod. They also have priorities, but I need to watch a video on this because I am not really sure what it all exactly means, any other than I know what priority means and I know what stop means. I'm not really sure what yield means. Give way to other traffic coming from roads with higher priority. I'm going to have a little look into it, but it is nice that they have updated all of these mods already. Now in this case, from this point of on, I am going to say let's just do something crazy. We're going to do a straight road right onto it. Like I've been saying, people back in the days took the shortest route from one to the other. Now we will change something down here because that doesn't look correct, but for this piece down here, the shortest route from the bridge right down there, we got a couple of spots for farmland or houses in this case, which we're also going to need to add because some people work here at the harbor. They, you know, don't always want to go back all the way over there. And just for the sake of the grid, just going to do it like this. And then connect it up so the screw up part is down here and not somewhere around here. Alright, cool. We start to get something. Now, of course, connecting up power and water is going to be also a thing. In this case, I'm just going to go off the road. Fresh water and sewage. Now, okay, that was just... Oh, what happened here? You know, I think messing around with the land further ahead might make the flow go even faster. Since here is like a little choke point, I opened it up. It's very interesting though. So I'm going to move this guy up. And for now, this is the solution. I think it's kind of funny though how this whole area became free because of the messing around with the water further ahead. Right, back to the harbor stuff. Now, one of the tricks people have been doing is using pavement parts in order to create like little docks. Now, back in the day, ships were huge, but of course, the more a city will grow, these kind of things will change over time, and yeah, bridges will come, trains, cars, airplanes. So eventually, this spot here will be used by smaller boats. Yeah, so +6 is not going to do it, so I have to go minus something. You know what, let's just right away create the downhill with -15%. One is going to be a little more troublesome. Let's see how it's going to work out. So we're going to do that like that, so that the docks can be entered from two sides. No, you're not going to cooperate and just do what needs to be done. Maybe it's... I'm such a dum-dum. There we go. Okay. My apologies. That was my bad. But now, in this case, we could create something like this. And here you can imagine people will drop the little boats and stuff. I think a hotel is going to be a bit difficult. Now I am going to take a little look at, some of the buildings that I got down here. I would say a shopping district, but I also want to keep in mind to have a couple of homes. Okay, so the only thing that I can really think of what I can do here is just add a tiny custom made park in here, or else things might look a bit weird. Now I want to see, can I add something like that? We're going to add in 2 of these shopping malls on that point. Then here at the corner, let's see what this does. Add 2 more of these. So we're going to get a mixture of housing and commercial zoning right down there. Alright, so it is a little bit of a slow progress for today. And we need to start small. You need to get a little bit the idea of what I really want to create. But you have to keep in mind, this here is the start of, well, where it all started, right? But you need to make it look nice. Now down here, I really want to create an industrial/ish looking harbor. And I've looked back at Amsterdam, these kind of things look like. And I did notice a mixture of very old parts of harbor/office zone/ things like this, where people have like little spots where they shop and drink and have fun and all that good stuff. Now I want to place a hatch, but I don't want to, do it all manually. Yeah, there we go. This is what I would like to do. It's a bit difficult to see, but I'm gonna try and see if I can make this area look more park-ish, and of course make it look correct. Oh boy, I wish I could get this done without completely demolishing this whole area once again. It is fine. It is absolutely fine. From the top view it looks stunning, absolutely perfect. I also take care for a couple of different types of trees. I might sound a little different, and that is because it's a new day for me. I will show you what I've been doing, and or I downloaded another mod for a very good reason. So let me just start off right down here. We got a couple of simple looking buildings. I actually could have used the Find It mod and just choose some buildings myself, which I'm going to keep in mind for next time actually. We just got this walking dock, we got a little bit of a park situation, we got some shoppings and stores, and then around this area I actually have a parking lot and a medical clinic. I have been making use of the new surface tool, which is something from the base game, which you can expand the tiling onto the floor just to connect it up a little bit better, which looks very nice. And or I've been using some of these basic material to lay out a little floor of sand, and or I've been putting the fences around. It basically works the same as the hedges. Now the only problem with this down here is you cannot colorize these fences. So if you have 3 blue ones and then all of a sudden you get a black one, the only solution is for that is just place them down until you see that you got another blue one, and then you can place it on the correct spot. I think they're blue. Yeah. Now the reason why I have downloaded a mod is because some of the buildings that I would like to use actually pollute the ground, pollute the air, and have noise pollution. Placing that in a city is going to be super duper troublesome, right? And the reason why I want to do it custom made is to make it look a little more realistic. Now there are some bits and pieces that I can actually use, for example like this, because this down here is not a building that pollutes. That is fine, right? But I'm also going to have building. Might sound a little strange, but I just basically mean, this kind of stuff. And in order to place this kind of stuff, I had to download a no pollution mod. But in order to create a realistic city, what I have in mind, it is not going to be very handy to have these kind of pollution into the city. So I had to make a choice, or I'm going to place it down without the mod, which, I'm going to get a lot of complaining over time. Or I download the mod and just have a cheaty way of placing it down without having to worry everyone gets sick and complain and going to build 5 different hospitals in this area. The one thing that I will do, of course, is keep in mind to fake the realism play in this game. So the industrial will still be built out here because the wind will blow that way, even though I don't need to do that anymore. Industrial props. This might be something that I'm going to need to use a lot because we're going to need barriers, we're going to need to use crates, and I'm going to need to search for a ton of stuff that I'm going to place it down somewhere, and then I can just grab the move it mod, copy and paste it to an area where I need such a thing. Then I don't have to search for everything each and every episode because I can quickly grab some stuff, and then I'm gonna miss out on a lot of brilliant type of deals. And we have like containers and stuff, which in this case I wanted to say that we face a crane real quick. Yeah, buildings like this. I do believe this is... No, it's also a decoration piece. Okay, I'm surprised. I mean, look at this stuff. There is so much fun little thing that we could be using. So yeah, these are the cranes I'm talking about. So if anyone knows, please let me know if there is like a different word for a crane. I tried crane, cargo, harbor. I tried all kinds of keywords. But if you know, please let me know. And what I'm going to do between this one episode and the next episode is just figure out an asset package, which I'm going to plop down all kinds of stuff which I can reuse all over the place. And then in the next episode, we are 100% going to create some industry in this area, as well as I would like to create a small little neighborhoods here and there for the people that needs to work into this area. Now there is also one thing I am wondering, besides all of these dead trees. No way. We can actually create... Oh no, but it does it at everything. Oh no, I don't want to do that. If we want, we can